Thank you all for joining me in another video. Today I have for you yoga for focus. So we're starting in easy pose, shoulders nice and relaxed. Maybe we drop the eyes closed. Just taking a moment to breathe here. Then we're gonna make our way to our tabletop. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Knees are about hip widths apart. Find a nice long spine before we take it to some organic movements. So that can mean circling the hips, swaying from side to side, finding what feels good. Coming to stillness, find your neutral tabletop. We're gonna slide that right foot back, tuck the toes, and then gently shift the weight back and forth. Gentle stretch of the ankles. Then we're gonna take it to some hip rotations here, coming onto the tips of the toes. Gonna slowly draw that right leg out. Exhale, we pull it back and around. Inhale, we slowly go out. Exhale, it pulls back and around, dropping the hip. If you want to lift the toes here as well to make it a little more challenging, feel free. Still nice and strong in our tabletop, pressing away from the mat. Exhale, bending that right knee. Find a nice crunch, pressing the mat away. Inhale, come to the tabletop as we take it to the other side. Sliding that left foot back. Gently pushing the weight back and forth. And then we're gonna come into our hip rotations here, coming on to the tops of the toes. As we slowly rotate that left leg out and down and around. And we come out. Exhale, we swing it back. If you want to lift that toe, go ahead and do so now. And on the exhale, we find that crunch, pressing away from the mat, bending the knee. Inhale, we come to tabletop. We're gonna find a child's pose, big toes to touch, knees wide as the mat. Send the seat towards the heels. As you walk the hands forward and bow the head. Really pressing into the mat here if you want to lift the elbows, making this nice and active as you melt your heart down. On the inhale, slowly walk the right hand towards the right corner of your mat, bringing the left over top to meet it, a nice side body stretch here. Inhale brings us through center. On the exhale, we're going to take it to the other side. This time, right hand on top. Inhale, coming back to center. Finding ourselves in a tabletop. We're going to press the hips back. Setting up for a downward dog just for a second here. Tuck the toes. Hips come up and back. Bend the knees generously. Really pressing into the hands, chest towards the thighs. A little bit of movement here. Take one more breath. And inhale, slowly walk your feet towards the hands, coming into a forward fold on the exhale. You can grab opposite elbows here. We can bend the knees. Let the head be heavy and breathe. Inhale, we find a flat back, hands to the thighs or shins, reaching forward with the crown of the head, gazes down, spine long. Exhale, we bend the knees, fold. Inhale brings us all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. The head follows last. Inhale, palms reach up, fingertips to touch. Exhale, folding forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Right foot back. Left foot back. Dropping that back knee. If you want to grab some props here, if you do have blocks or hardcover books, you can frame that right foot with them. So we sink the hips forward for a low lunge. Make sure that right knee is right over the ankle. From here, we're going to move to half splits, straightening out that right leg, coming onto the heel of the right foot, flex the toes. Exhale, we bend that right knee, low lunge. Inhale, we straighten the leg. Exhale, we bend. Moving slowly here, moving with intention, and really allowing the breath to lead. Go ahead and release the props if you have them. Plant the palms, lift that back knee. Setting up for high lunge. On an inhale, we rise, palms overhead. Setting your foundation before you do anything. So that left heel is up, right knee over ankle, and we breathe. Exhale, we plant the palms. Inhale, right foot's gonna step back. Exhale, bend the knees for chaturanga as we lower. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, slowly walking the feet to the hands. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, flat back, nice long spine. Exhale, bend the knees, fold. Inhale brings us all the way to standing. Big inhale as the palms reach up overhead. Exhale, folding forward, bend the knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we plant the palms. Right foot steps back, drop the knee. Setting up for that low lunge on the other side. So we really want the chest to be nice and open here, shoulders pulling back. Left knee over ankle. Inhale for our half split, straightening out that left leg. Left toes flexing back. Exhale, we bend, low lunge. Inhale, half splits. And exhale, low lunge. Bending that left leg, we set up for our high lunge. Tucking the right toes, lift the back knee, set your foundation before you rise. And an inhale brings you up, high lunge. Exhale, go ahead and plant the palms. Inhale, step that left foot back. Exhale for chaturanga, drop the knees, bend the elbows. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, we slowly walk the feet to the hands. Exhale, we fold. Inhale brings us all the way to standing. Palms reaching overhead, nice big breath. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Standing nice and tall. So this is a good time to grab a belt or a strap if you have one. Take a few more breaths here. Now we're going to set up for our balancing series. So this is where the strap in or belt will come in handy. So we're going to start with the right foot. Go ahead and lift the right knee. Wrap the arms around. Roll in the ankle left or right. Really pressing into that standing leg. And then we're going to exhale for tree pose. So you can place that right foot on the shin or ankle. You can kickstand it so that the toes are propped up on the ground. Hands come to the heart once you've found your placement. If you want to take this up a notch, you can move that right leg further up, but avoid the knee wherever you are. Slowly bringing that right knee back to center on the inhale. We straighten the right leg, flex the toes, hold, hold. Exhale, go ahead and release. Nice, shake it out. So we take it to the other side, bend that left knee. Wrap the hands around as we roll the ankle. And we exhale for our tree pose, guiding that left knee out. And we place it on the ankle / shin, or maybe on the thigh, anywhere but the knee. Really trying to bring your focus to an unmoving point to help you concentrate. So we breathe here for a little longer. Exhale, slowly bring that knee to center. Inhale, we straighten the leg and hold. Doesn't matter how high you get it here. Exhale. Go ahead and shake it out. Grabbing onto that belt or strap, we're going to wrap it around the arch of the foot. The instep of the foot, the top. As we bend that right knee, bring the right heel towards the seat. And really think about standing firmly in that grounding foot, pressing into all 5 toes, lifting up with the upper body. And if you want to take this deeper, This is really hard to do on the sand, by the way. You can go ahead and start to lift that right heel up towards the ceiling, or sorry, the sky. We're outside today. We still want to keep the right hip square, so dropping that right hip down, we're not opening up to the side. And exhale, we slowly lower that right knee. Go ahead and release the foot. Shake it out. All right, we're going to prepare for the other side. So one thing to be mindful of as you're balancing is that bringing the gaze to an unmoving point and allowing that to be your focus point really helps you to keep your balance. So really think about grounding down in that right foot and reaching up with the crown of the head. So kind of like these two opposing forces. As you press down, you rise up. So we're here, strap is around that top foot. Left elbow is up towards the sky. We just start to focus and breathe here. Climbing our hand up our prop, the more and more you feel comfortable. Really think about pressing the top of the foot into your support, providing a little tension to help you lift that foot even more. Exhale, we're going to slowly lower. Go ahead and shake it out. So next we're going to prepare for pyramid pose. So go ahead and grab your props. Set them up. You're going to start with the right foot forward. Left foot is back. It's at about a 45-degree angle towards the left corner of your mat. Separating the feet here, you're on two separate train tracks, as they say. So you want to think about pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. And as you fold forward, lead with the tip of the nose. So keeping the spine nice and long here. If your hands come far enough where you can prop them up on a block or support, go ahead. If not, keep the hands on the hips. The closer the legs are together, the harder this will be, by the way. Inhale, we're going to slowly rise as you press into that right foot. Exhale, left foot steps up to the front. And we're going to prepare for the other side. Stepping the right foot back, toes are pointed at 45. Shifting that left hip back as you press into that left leg. Then on the exhale, you're going to fold, finding that nice flat spine. Inhale, we find that flat back as we slowly rise, pressing into that left foot. Exhale, right foot steps to the top. And we're going to set up for a yogi squat. So bring your feet as wide as your mat. And take a book or blanket to sit on. Toes are wide, heels train in. As you sit down, you bring the elbows inside the knees. So you really want to think about pressing the elbows into the knees to help you widen the hips as you bring the chest forward and shoulders back. We're going to slowly come down to a seat. course, it wouldn't be yoga for focus without a little bit of core work. Boat pose. So we're seated up nice and tall. We're not hunched over. Lift the chest. And slowly we're going to lean back as we lift the toes, finding that counterbalance. Again, this is very hard to do on very lumpy sand. You can keep the hands behind the thighs here. If you want a challenge, you can bring the hands out to the side, palms face up, letting go of the legs completely. Still keeping the chest nice and open. We're not hunched or rounding in the spine, and we breathe. Exhale, we're going to slowly lower all the way down. Nearing the end of our practice together today. As we come into our final posture, maybe we invite the eyes closed here. Feeling the body lay flesh to the mat, palms out to the sides. And if you would like to take butterfly pose before resting into Shavasana, you can bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. One hand is placed over the heart, one over the belly. As we breathe deeply. If you want to bring the knees together here and send the legs out long for Shavasana, feel free. Resting easy here as we end our practice. Thank you all for watching. Indigo Green here. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. See you next time.